Hello there, L&D peeps. This is Moe Ash from the Catalyst for Learning Solutions, and in this video, I'm going to be unpacking one of my very favorite tools for designing interactive content, Genially. Let's dig deep. Now, Genially is a powerful all-in-one tool designed to help make your content creation process fun, fast, and easy. With its drag and drop editor and numerous templates, you can create infographics, interactive images and videos, presentations, e-learning assets, and more. Whether you're a learning designer, e-learning developer, or even a trainer, Genially has something for everyone. Now let's see how that works. To start off, go to genial.ly and click on Sign Up to create your free account on Genially. You can do that using Google or any other platform. Once you've done that, you'll be greeted with the dashboard. Now, obviously your dashboard would not look like mine. You will only find the Create Genially button. Click on the Create Genially button to access the different templates that you can use for your first Genially creation. You can choose between presentations, infographics, gamification, interactive images, videos, guides, training materials, or even start from a blank creation. But for starters, we can use presentations, and from here, you can filter and choose only the free creations that are on the platform and choose a template to start with. Most of your Genially creations will come with a preset color palette. You could choose between the different color palettes that can suit your need. You can also click on Show Pages to be able to preview the entire template before making a choice. Or you can click on Next Page and see all of the different interactions that are on this template before choosing that template for you to edit and manipulate the way you want. Let's say that we chose this template, and let's see how it will work, and that would take us to the editor. Before we do anything in the editor, we need to select the number of pages that we want from that template. We can either select it manually, each and every part of the template that we choose to play with or to manipulate, or we can go up and select them all and click on Add. This way, we've added all of the pages on the template for us to play with it, manipulate it, and start doing our design intervention. Like any other platform, we have the text option. Here, we can choose the title, subtitle text, body, bulleted list, numbered list, or we can choose a bundle of text that are pre-created for you to use inside of your Genially canvas. Also, the top toolbar can give you options like cut, copy and paste, delete, lock it, change the order from back to forward, choose a definitive position on the canvas itself, or to align it. You can also change the opacity of the text, change the color, change the font from Genially's library of font, and the usual. You can turn it bold, italic, well, you know the drill. Now, one of the things that Genially is superior about is the possibility of choosing images. Here, you can type down the keyword for the image that you want, and it would pick it up from Genially's library, or upload from your computer, or even upload GIFs, or upload images from Google Drive, Dropbox, or just put the URL of the link and it will be visible on the canvas over here. If we click here on images, it would show you all of the images that are available in the library powered by pixels. Let's type down, for example, communication, and it would give you all of the pictures that would correlate with the word communication. Simply drag it and drop it here, and you would have it inside of the canvas. Also, we have resources. Here we have a library of icons, shapes, connectors, illustrations, silhouettes, and interactive graphs and tables. Simply click on Show More, for example, on illustrations, And the more you go down further, more illustrations would show from the library and from each and every illustration that was ever created on Genially. As you go down, you would find that the illustrations are all belonging to the same family. So as you go, you would find a specific family with a specific art that you can simply drag and drop and enlarge, use the way you want. As I've mentioned, there's also interactive graphs and tables. To do that, let's say that you want to include a pie chart inside of your Genially. Simply click on pie chart. It would show here, and you can simply paste the spreadsheet information and it would show on the CSV that is built inside of Genially, or manually change it yourself. Put all of the values that you want manually, and it would change in real time. Also, you can change the colors of each and every cell that would show on the pie chart, or go to settings, change from the preset colors that you have here. You can also remove or add the legend so it can show to your learners, or you can remove the tooltips. Now, basically, tooltips is when a learner hovers over any part on the graph, it would pop up and show to them. And this is very good for accessibility purposes. You can also change the color of the font and activate or deactivate the animation that will pop up at the beginning when the graph shows. Let's say you don't want a pie chart, simply click on the pie and choose any other form of graph illustration that you want. For example, you have a progress bar, a scatter plot, a radar, and as you click on it, it will be different. Go back to content and change the values accordingly. As learning designers and developers, we love shortcuts, things that can make our designs a lot appealing, attractive, accessible, and also easy for us to play with. And that can be done using interactive elements. Here it offers buttons with its own built-in form of animation. You don't need to add anything to it, like this one that has an ongoing pulsating animation. Also, we have widgets, which is a new addition to Genially. Here you can add a countdown. Let's say you're creating a virtually instructor-led training and you want to include a countdown, or you're creating an escape game where there will be a countdown that would work automatically for the learner, or even a stopwatch. Let's say that you're creating a board game and you want a stopwatch that can count down something. Also, you can create dice inside of your interaction or a coin flip. And actually, something that was newly added and it's pretty fun is the carousel. You want to add up a bunch of different pictures that would show to the learner and let them focus on it one by one. This is a carousel. Here you will be able to change the pictures by simply clicking on the picture and replacing it from the library that is powered by pixels. You can also add a picture from a URL or from your device, add a GIF, or add from the illustration library, you name it. Nevertheless, you can add the controls so it can show for the learner to have the autonomy to choose from it, put a caption for accessibility purposes, or let it autoplay. Another thing is the randomizer, and that can be very interesting if you're creating an escape game. Let's say they want the learner to sift through different pictures, and the randomizer would pick a picture for them that can decide how they can move forward in a game of your choice, an asynchronous game. Here you can use their randomizer, upload different pictures, and afterwards, let's preview how it would look like. Click on preview, and when the learner clicks, it chooses a different picture every time. This can be very good if you're having a game and a concept in mind. It can make a lot of difference in your creation. Another addition to Genially is interactive questions, which again is a new introduced option inside of the platform. And this is where you can create interactive questions with responses to it. You can choose between multiple choice questions, open questions, image selection, sort, true or false, or even surveys. Simply click on multiple choice question, for example, and here you'll be presented with a toolbar for the settings. You can write down the question, write down the different answers that people can choose from. You can keep it in the order that you want or from different orders, and then click on actions, where you will be able to present them with the correct feedback, a message for it, or for the incorrect feedback. The beauty of it is that afterwards, you can decide whether the learner would stay on the same page, go to a next page, or go to a different page in the selection itself. This way you can create different narratives or even branching scenarios to your questions. Lastly, you can click on design, change the layout, change the style, or even customize the colors to your liking. This set of options in the interactive questions goes into open questions, image selections, and surveys. And also, if you're doing this for a virtually instructor-led training and you want to see the responses happening in real time, you'll be able to activate this by seeing the responses, so people, as they're working, you can get to know how many people answered the question, if it's correct or not, and offer them feedback. Yes, you could use this in real time as well, not only for asynchronous content. If you're feeling lazy and you want something that can give you an entire block of everything that you need, just click on Smart Blocks. Here you can have pre-made infographics that you can choose from, and you can edit through them in color or in values, same as interactive graphs. Also, interactive graphs and tables, timelines, galleries for pictures, maps, full-size pages to your liking, animated ones, or even miniature profiles for, let's say, a report or a dashboard that you're creating. That doesn't mean that you can only add stuff from within the library of Genially. You can also add from insert any audio or record an audio up to 60 seconds, or add a link to an audio that you want to create, or put it up from Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube Music. It's up to you. Also, you can add a video. Simply paste the link from YouTube, and it would show here where you can put it to autoplay, put it on loop, mute the video if you want, hide the playback bar, and choose when will the video start and when will the video end in minutes and seconds. This can only apply for YouTube videos, Vimeo, and Dailymotion. Also, you can add videos from Google Drive. Edit would include the same settings. Lastly, you can also put iframe content and code by simply copy and paste the code within the box, click on insert, and it would show right here in the canvas. Last 2 points in the editor would be you can change the color of the canvas and the color of the vase around the canvas, and that can be from your hard drive, a link to the picture, change the colors of it, or you can choose from the library of Genially, where it contains pictures, preset backgrounds, or even animated ones, and from the library that is powered by Pixels. To make things interesting, we started with the pages when we chose the template, and now we can end with the pages in the editor part. Here, we can click on options in order for us to either hide a page where the learner wouldn't be able to see it when we publish it, or we can add a password to that page. This can be very nifty when we're creating an escape game or we're trying to limit the progress of the learners, as long as they don't have a password to proceed forward. And here you can simply put any password, let's just say 777, click on ready, and you can change the interface of the base color of how the page would look like, the background color, if there will be a title for that password, let's say you need a password to move forward, and instead of enter the password, enter the code. And this is how it would look like. We've explained the editor. Now let's look at the bottom toolbar, where it will give us more options to how the creation will be like, and how it will move, how it will transition, how the navigation will be from one page to the other. At the bottom toolbar, you can add pages, remove pages, control the zooming, and you can control how big or small and the proportions of the canvas. You can maintain the proportions across all pages or change them from one page to the other. Choose from the preset. This one is designed for horizontal infographics, this one for vertical infographics, this one is for mobile. And once you've decided what you want, you can apply changes and it will change across the entire creation. Second, you can choose how the transitions will be like from one page to the other. It can be horizontal, vertical, or from the center. Let's say we want it to be vertical. Here you can do no transitions, stair transitions, fade in, push, hang. It really depends on how your user experience will be like if you're designing an infographic, a form of micro-learning, or even an e-learning that you want to present to your learners. Now let's go to a fun part here, which is the navigation. The navigation can offer you either a standard form of navigation with 2 buttons for back and forth movement, a video form of navigation where you can publish your e-learning and let it act as if it's a video that works on loop. Here you can decide the duration of how each and every page will be like in terms of seconds. You can apply it to all pages or decide how each and every page will be like. Last but not least, if you're creating an escape game or you want to limit or decide specifically how the navigation will be like from one page to the other, you can choose microsite. And this way, people will not be able to move forward unless they click on a specific button on your creation itself. But I didn't talk about that. How people will be able to interact and decide the movement on the canvas itself. This would need for us to explain interactions in Genially. Now, I believe that the bread and butter of what Genially is all about is within the interactions. If you click on just any asset within Genially itself, you would find either you can lock it, you can play with the interactivity, or play with the animation. Let's go to the animation first. Animation will give you entrance animation, continuous animation, exit animation, hover mouse, or click animation, where once you click on something, it would animate in a certain way. Every type of animation is presented with the following: how the effect would look like. You can understand this by simply hovering over it, the direction of it, and when do you want it to start in duration value, and how fast it will go, the pace of it on the canvas itself. If you click on hover would show you what would happen if the learner hovered over anything on Genially. Fade out, shadow, make it look like a notification, and that can really expand the possibilities of how you can create an e-learning asset or specifically an escape game. And what makes it very fun to play with is the click animation, where you can click on something and make it expand. You can create timelines with that one. You can click on something and let it fade so people can go into a specific sequence, you name it. Now, let's move away from animation and look at the second thing, which is interactivity. Interactivity, we have a bunch of options to consider here. First is tooltip. Once a learner hovers over any asset in your creation, a tooltip would show. That tooltip can contain text, it can contain emojis, a link, a picture, a video that you can insert, or even a graph, or you can even include an iframe. If you don't want them to hover and you want them to click, you can choose window. Window gives you different options to consider. Only text, text with images, and inside of it, Also, other tooltips, like a dream within a dream, pictures, text, tooltips, and links, text and a graph, text and a video, or you want to design it yourself? Click on blank and design anything that you want. Also, you can look at different templates that you can choose from, so you can cut corners on the amount of dev work that you could do. If you want the learner to click on a text or a picture or a button and it can take them to a different page, you can choose Go to Page. Go to Page allows you to choose which page to go to inside of the creation by simply choosing it, or you can let them choose first page, the previous page, next page, last page, or go back, which is basically go back to the last page that you were at. This is extremely fun to play with when you're doing an escape game or when you're doing any form of user experience that allows far more accessibility for the learner to move around inside of your creation. You can also add a link where people can click on a text to open a link, or click on an image to make it full screen, click on something and it can pop up an audio, or they can click on a text or an image and something else will pop up, which is click to reveal. Basically, you choose by clicking on this text that this image would show up, or this image would show up, or even a different text would show up as well. And here you can choose if hide when clicked again, so it can be repetitive, and that can be very interesting when you're creating a story or a narrative that opens up as the learner clicks on it and decide to go through it step by step. Click on save, and now you have the interaction. So far, we've took a dive inside of the dashboard and inside of the editor and inside of the bottom toolbar of the canvas. Now let's see how can we preview, and also how can we do different forms of publishing to our learning creation. First off, if you want to preview, you can simply click on preview from here in the upper toolbar. And if you want to download and do different forms of publishing, you can click on the download button, and you have two options. If you're on a free account, you can only use the public online. And if you are on a paid account, you can use the private publishing, where it can also be protected with a password. Let's choose public just for the sake of this video and click on all set. And here you can download it in different formats, either by sending a direct link, downloading it as an interactive PDF, as a still image, PNG, you can download it as an offline HTML, or you can actually download it as an MP4. Remember when we talked about deciding the duration of each and every page? You can decide the duration of each and every page and look into how the entire creation would look like, and then download it as an MP4 that will be adjacent to your e-learning, or even take the same aesthetics and present it in an MP4 format. But as e-learning developers, we also want to include SCORM so we can upload it on our learning management system. In order for us to do this, let's go to the Genially options and choose Download SCORM Package. In the Download SCORM package, we have 4 different ways where we can publish in SCORM. First, we can choose SCORM based on progress. And here we can identify whether it would be 75% of the creation itself or the e-learning that we're creating, or maybe 100%. We can decide the SCORM by axis. We can decide the SCORM by score, and score here can be by scoring specific types of pages that the learner needs to pass through. For example, they need to go here and we click on this plus button. This means 100%. The more we add, the more it disperses the value. And also, we can decide it by marking complete. So if they completed this part, that means they completed the creation itself and they can pass forward. These are all different ways where we can score the score and package that we want from this e-learning. Last but not least, we can decide the score based on the interactive questions that we've included, and we can select the different types of questions that are there that we've included inside of their e-learning creation, and the passing score, whether it will be 50%, 100%, it really depends on your storyboard. This has been Genially in a nutshell. Most of the options, the editor, the dashboard, and also one of the things that makes Genially different than anything else is actually the templates, specifically the gamification templates. In the gamification templates, if we click on Create Genially and chose gamification, you will find 3 different formats of gamification templates to choose from. Either quizzes, or games that can include board games, branching scenarios, tanagrams, episodes and stories that you can use, or escape games. And that's one of the things that makes Genially different than any other tool. Escape games that can be used for learning. And with that, I'm gonna leave you to it and see you in future videos. Ciao.